Hey, church. So, our final stop in our look at our gospel identity aspects is family. I saved this one for last because I believe it pulls the other three together. As a family, we worship. Obviously, when we are adopted, it's as a child into a family. Together as family, we're sent. I'm incredibly thankful to be an American, to be born into a country that has wonderful freedoms and incredible potential. Considering our history, the pioneers are a fascinating era to look back on. In particular, the pioneering spirit our ancestors had is amazing. But I think it came at a cost. In the midst of the pioneering spirit, which is really the same kind of spirit that Paul had in planting churches, I think it had an unintentional side effect on us. That Lone Ranger mentality that we tend to champion in our society became something that shaped how we live. We think that it's normal and best to live our lives on our own with a pull yourself up by your own bootstraps kind of mantra. We have since seen that mentality begin to creep into the church. The problem with this Lone Ranger mentality, as they say, is the Bible. Acts 2, 40 through 47, after the baptism of 3,000 new believers, the church began to live life together through sharing meals, praying, even providing for one another by selling off some of their own property and using the proceeds to meet the needs of others in the group. They began to live like a family and loved one another enough to live life together. This example should encourage us to live in a like manner, sacrificially caring for one another's needs, engaging one another over meals, and praying for each other daily. This is why we design missional communities around meals and mission. It's through these times that we get to know each other so that we can care well for one another. Let's admit it though, family can be a little crazy. It can be dysfunctional. There are times that we have to call out sin in each other's lives, and that our love for one another isn't always sunshine and rainbows. I love Galatians 6, though. It gives us some wonderful insight into how we address dysfunction within the family. I love it because of how it shapes how we relate to God. Paul exhorts us to restore such a person in a spirit of gentleness and to carry one another's burdens. All this is so that we point each other to Christ and live in accordance with His ways. So here's the question for you to consider this week. Do you find yourself in the Lone Ranger mentality? And if so, can you make a good biblical argument for it? When you realize you're wrong, look at the early church. Do you see the joy and the strength found from living as a family? And when you see that joy, what's a way this week that you can deepen your involvement in the Vessel family life? I love you guys. Have a great week.